I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter, the head coach for JobSearchCoachingHQ.com. That's a site with curated information that you can watch, listen to, or read. It's going to help you find work more quickly. I caught an article that Hannah Morgan from CareerSherpa.net, I'm pretty sure that's the site, yes, CareerSherpa.net, released, I'm not sure exactly when, because I picked this up through Feedly, Feed.ly, which curates posts from a variety of places. Hannah wrote an article called, bear with me, 7 Tactics That Beat the Job Boards. So I want to give her credit for this. I may add something at the end or not, but the idea is job boards are the pond that all the fish are in. And when a company throws out a line with a hook in it, all the fish are trying to jump on the hook, right? That's what it's kind of like, fishing. And it's hard to be that one fish amongst that ocean of fish that finds the hook and is able to get there first and get snagged. So Hannah's article, and I've done similar things in the past, but I've kind of broken it up, kind of coalesces a couple of ways that you could be more effective and not use the job boards. I'm not saying that you don't use boards, but to only use them is a mistake because, again, you're just in with all the other fish. So, number one, she says, in-person networking. It's connecting one-on-one with people in a variety of different ways to make connection or reconnection. Remember, the statistics are 70% of positions are filled as a result of networking, and 70% of the 70%, or 49%, are as a result of introductions your network makes to people who you don't know who they know. So again, networking becomes very important. And the next option is online networking. LinkedIn groups, Facebook groups. Remember, Facebook has groups. So get involved with groups and organizations where groups exist. Now, number 3 on her list is recruiters. I have a problem with this, even though I worked in recruiting for as many years as I did. Statistically, recruiters don't fill a lot of positions. As a matter of fact, between job boards and recruiters, they fill about 30% of all jobs. I've seen as low as 27, 26%, but let's say it's 30%. The result is a lot of you spend all your effort on recruiters thinking that's the easy way, when your experience tells you it really isn't. You know, after all, recruiters are those people who lie to you all the time, who exaggerate what the employer is going to do for you, yada, yada, yada. Don't overwork the recruiters any more than you do the job boards. Pull back on both of them and emphasize some of the other areas. And the next thing she points to is targeting potential employers. Now, this goes well with the online networking strategy because you may not know people who work at a firm that you want to target, but number one, you may be part of groups with people who work there. And number 2, people you know may know people who work there. Easiest way to find out is through LinkedIn, which is a resource. When I started in recruiting 100 years ago, it was the old boys club. By the way, in the realm of networking, there's now a very strong and powerful old girls club as well. That's fabulous. Not as powerful as the boys club, but it's still fabulous that there are organizations and groups and people who look out for one another. So you target potential employers, find out who you know at those firms. One of the easiest ways to do this is obviously do a first level search, but you may also find that if you follow the company on LinkedIn and then notice in the right-hand column in the current version of LinkedIn, there's a field there that tells you about, or actually, I think in the current version, it's at the bottom, that will tell you who you're connected with in some way, first or second level connection, that is associated with that firm. That's going to help you get connected into the firm. Another way is through volunteering. After all, not all of you want to work in for-profit organizations. And there are also people who work at for-profit organizations who volunteer. To me, this is not as high a priority because you have to be lucky on this one. The right person has to walk in, or the organization has to have sufficient funding in order to make this one work. And the next two really, to me, go hand in hand: online visibility and speaking, consulting, and writing. Writing takes a lot of different forms. You can write for Medium, you can write for LinkedIn, you can speak and consult, you can create online visibility for yourself with all these medium as part of building. I'm going to use the B word that so many of you will click away from, but I'm telling you, it's one of the most important things that you can do in your career: branding. Branding yourself as an expert in what you do. Now, if you're an executive assistant, it's kind of hard, except, through reputation building. And how do you build a reputation? You know better than I. I don't know how to do that one publicly, except through association with the executive that you're supporting. If that person has no brand or no name, you're out of luck. But if you're someone who's in a field where you can show your expertise, speak to your expertise, develop a reputation for yourself through what you write, through YouTube, through speaking, through consulting, through Instagram, in a variety of different places, through writing. You can write a book, and it doesn't have to be the most profound book known to mankind. It just has to demonstrate your knowledge and expertise. It becomes a business card for you in many respects that will help you get in the door at organizations. So these are a couple of strategies. I also want to remind you there's alumni groups and alumni from your school that can help as well. For example, for someone who's very inexperienced, you can use LinkedIn to find people who graduated a year or two ahead of you and network with them. That's not in Hannah's article. That's something I've done videos and articles about previously. So that's a couple of different ways to do it. I hope you find this helpful. If you're interested in my coaching, you reach out to me. My email address is jeffaltman@thebiggamehunter.us. In the subject line, put the word coaching. I'd be happy to speak with you and start working with you. I also want to mention that I've got great information at jobsearchcoachinghq.com. It's curated. You can watch, listen to, or read a lot of great material that's going to help you find work more quickly. Plus, I discount the price of my coaching. Again, that's jobsearchcoachinghq.com. Hope you have a great day. Take care.